Welcome to episode 328 of the Various and Sundry podcast. I'm your host, Matt Harmon, joined live from the Vault Studio on the beautiful campus of Grace College and Grace Theological Seminary by my good friend, my colleague, my co-host, and the man who is going to play tour guide this afternoon, John Scott Slate.
Doc, what's happening?
Well, we're recording on our typical Monday, but
A bit earlier?
A bit earlier, yeah. Yeah, so maybe fewer yawns coming from you. Maybe the coffee
Perhaps.
still more active in the system there. So
Perhaps.
So, yeah. But, yes. Yeah. I almost said something I shouldn't have said. So,
Wow.
I warned
That's kind of
ya.
where we're at. We're in a bad
I warned
spot
ya.
today.
I'm salty this morning.
Did you have lunch yet?
I haven't.
I had lunch. Maybe I'm a little bit more docile than you at the moment. Maybe you're rabid.
Maybe I'm a little peckish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little peckish.
A little
Good.
peckish. Yeah, it's possible. That's possible. So, yeah, you got a portion of the off-air download.
Yeah, normally it comes after the pod.
Yeah.
I normally get the download, but
Well.
Today it came before.
Sometimes that happens.
We'll probably get one after as well.
Maybe, yeah. That's certainly possible. Certainly possible. But looking dapper with the sport coat, the button down.
Yeah. Got the tour this afternoon. I got a Zoom call with a group of outside advisors, kind of a council that I meet with every other month at 4:30 today. So I have that as well. That's over Zoom though. So
What kind of people are these? Just give me are these parents? Are these are they like giving consultants? Are they like higher ed folks? Like what when you say an outside panel of people?
yeah, so mostly alum
Okay.
or interested community members who help me think through thorny issues and how to communicate them broadly. So we meet every other month.
All right.
For like an hour.
So it's a standing appointment there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Very nice. And how many people are part of this?
So I have about 15 now. About half usually show up.
Right.
So, but it's fun. There's people from retired individuals, somebody that works for Adobe. So it's a good group of alum from around the country and around the community here.
Nice. Are you taking applications for membership in this club?
No, it's invite only.
I see. So I shouldn't invite our podcast listeners to contact you about being a part of that.
No. There might be one or two that could be invited in the future. But,
Okay. Good to know.
but no, invite only.
All right. Well, if you would like to contact the show and make your case as to why you should be included, you should find us on Twitter, or now X, I guess, at VNSPod. You can email the show, variousandsundrypodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and on YouTube, and we would love for you to leave a 5-star rating on whatever platform you access the show. All right, John, let's talk some sports. And I don't have it on the rundown, but I just remembered this. Have we heard from the bracket winner, the bracket challenge winner?
We did. I think did I forward you that email?
No.
Oh, yes, we did. Let me pull up the email here real quick. Yes, it is. So it was the Michigan fan. Do you remember this?
That's unfortunate.
SJ for the win,
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I could have sworn I sent this to you. I'm so sorry.
So,
okay, I'm going to read the email because I think I will not read his address that he leaves in here as well.
okay, that's probably good.
Matt and John, winner chicken dinner.
Okay, solid.
I actually let my son, his initials are SJ. We'll keep names
the
out
listener,
of this.
yeah.
Yeah, because I don't have permission to share.
Correct.
Who is 8 years old.
Okay.
Fill out the bracket. As painful as it was to let him pick TTUN.
Yeah, that's that team up north.
That team up north. I couldn't do it myself as a Buckeye fan from C-Bus.
Hey, I like where this is headed.
He's the only he is the only fan of that TTUN in our family.
Wait, his 8-year-old son.
His 8-year-old son.
Okay, SJ, we have to have a conversation.
So I owe the quote-unquote win to him.
Okay.
And then he follows this up. Listen to this. I asked Zach from Ohio which book we should request, and he wholeheartedly suggested The Wisdom of God. Is that 8-year-old appropriate?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. You think an 8-year-old can die? I mean, not like, is it profane or anything,
no.
but is it digestible for an 8-year-old?
I mean, that might be pushing it. The boy can grow into it.
Growing in wisdom.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I just love the way he phrased this. I'll leave out his address. So with that said, I humbly request the aforementioned book be sent with haste.
With haste.
Via your favorite method of delivery.
Okay.
Your humble and regular listener of the pod who has met Matt but not John, and one who has never been to Winona Lake.
Interesting. Well, I feel badly that I don't. I mean, yeah.
He followed that. I put his name, go Buckeyes. And then it says Godspeed, not you. And then his telephone number, which I will also leave off.
Yeah.
We can get that in the mail today, probably, or this week.
This week. Let's under promise and over deliver on that.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
So, have I told this story in the? I probably have. I mean, we're 328 episodes in. I feel like some of these stories I've probably told multiple times, but you've heard this story about when my oldest son.
Yes.
As like
yes.
He was probably.
Was he 8?
No, he wasn't that old.
Okay.
He was younger. He was like 3 or 4.
So quite young.
Quite young.
He's now how old?
He is now 28.
Okay.
While we were watching, I don't think we were watching the Ohio State versus TTUN game, but we were watching a football game that involved that team up north. And he jumped in front of the television and he yelled, "Go Blue."
Did he use the M word though? Or just the color?
He said both, I believe. And so,
what sort of wrath did that incur?
He got a spanking.
Yeah. You're clearly quite pleased with yourself.
There's a place for disciplining your child in the way he should go. And it was a gentle reminder to him that that is foul language in the Harmon household,
unacceptable,
and not acceptable. And so, now, lest someone get too worked up, he knew what he was doing. This was not an innocent, like, oh, I'm just sort of picking a team on the TV to cheer for.
Yeah.
This was an intentional act of rebellion and defiance, and hence was met with.
It wasn't really about that team. It was more about upsetting you.
Yes, it was about sticking it to Dad.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, congratulations, SJ, in Tennessee, apparently Nashville. Yes.
No, Columbus. They live in Columbus.
I thought it said he's from Nashville.
No, C-Bus.
I thought he was originally from C-Bus and was. Did I mishear that email? Maybe
I believe you misheard it because I mean the address is.
It's a C-Bus.
It's a C-Bus address.
Okay. All right. SJ. Well, I'm going to be in Columbus.
Yeah, they say they've met you
for an event on May 2nd. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Do you want to plug that real quick?
Sure. Yeah, so it's an event put on in conjunction with Grace Polaris Church and also the Center for Thriving Leaders here at Grace Theological Seminary. It's called Exposition Everywhere. And so I'm teaming up with Dr. Rotza, our Old Testament professor, and he's going to do 2 45-minute sessions, 45 minutes to an hour sessions on hermeneutics and Jeremiah. And then I'm going to do 2 sessions on hermeneutics and Philippians.
Nice.
And that's on – it's like 9:30 to 2:30. There's lunch involved in there as well. So I think it's like –
Where's Zach in Ohio doing lunch from?
I'm not sure. It's like $25 to register. I'll see if I can track down a link, and we'll throw it in the show notes for any of our Central Ohio folks who might want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So
what's the date again?
May 2nd.
May 2nd. Okay.
So coming up here like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Is that right?
week before graduation here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, okay, well, that was sports related. But the big sports story over the weekend probably was the Masters.
Yep.
Did you watch any of the Masters?
I watched a little Masters.
Yeah?
Not much.
On Sunday or?
I watched a little on Saturday, a little on Sunday.
Okay.
Enough to know Rory collapsed a bit on Saturday.
Yep.
Was way ahead.
I think he led by 6 strokes after the second round and was tied going into
Sunday.
the final round. So he gave back 6 strokes. Well, didn't say give back 6 strokes. Like he was caught, basically. Mm-hmm. And then
bogeyed 18 to win it.
And yes, and then on Sunday, halfway through his round, he was trailed by 2 strokes. Justin Rose got up to 2-stroke lead, and that kind of disappeared pretty quickly on him. And then Scottie Scheffler made a late charge over the weekend and just came up short.
Mm-hmm.
So Rory goes back-to-back winning the Masters. Only the 4th time that's ever happened.
Did you see the controversy around Rory? You know, the previous winner chooses the menu, I think on like a Wednesday night or that week. And Rory was criticized for having no Irish food.
No, I didn't see any of this.
Yes, very, very heavily criticized for no Irish food.
Okay. Well,
very much on the island of Ireland, he was criticized.
His own people
were criticizing him. Like, where's the shepherd's pie?
That's dumb. I'm just going to say it. It's dumb. Yeah, so he goes back to back. Do you find him likable?
Yeah. I mean, not tremendous. Like, I don't find him tremendously likable or unlikable. I kind of find
just sort of
him
neutral.
milquetoast. Yeah,
neutral. Okay.
Yeah, like Scottie Scheffler, I find pretty likable.
Yes. Yeah, though he got a little snippy with not snippy. He didn't like a question he got asked. I think after his round on Saturday. He shot like a 65 or a 66. Had a great round.
Mm-hmm. And
the reporter asked him a question about what the difference was and why it was better. And he just kind of said, I think he kind of just dismissed the question like that's not a great question. Next question. Like just didn't like the question, you know. So, anyway.
Like he's Bill Belichick up there.
Yeah. He would have delivered it monotone if he was Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Well, got the Jets next week. Got to get ready for them. It's going to be a good game.
On to Cincinnati.
Yeah. So, yeah, Rory goes back-to-back. I did see some people kind of pushing back. Like, apparently he didn't play, like, any tournaments, like, the whole month before the Masters.
He's picking the menu.
And was, like, flying to play practice rounds, like, dozens upon dozens of practice rounds. And some people are worked up about that. I'm like, well, other guys can do that too. Like it's
I mean, his purse I think was $4 million for that win. I think Scotty was 2.4 or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy kind of monopoly money. But I just I think in following some people who online talking about the Masters, the people who've been at the course, and I think you kind of see this, but like they like to point out that you can't appreciate the elevations and the slopes on TV. Like you can kind of see it, but you really can't appreciate it till you like walk the course.
Yeah.
And you see, how ridiculously, sloped the green is, or the fairway, how it runs, how it's like a, almost like a racetrack. that have the like what
The
else?
bank-
Like the
bank-
bank
yeah,
embanked corners where you're so. That comes out to some degree, but I do love the drama. Even my wife, who's not a fan of golf, can get into the drama a little bit. Though she had somehow picked up. There was a story out about Rory's marital issues, marital woes,
Oh, really? I've not heard these.
and so my wife was asking me about that, and I said I don't know.
I know he had some dating woes when he first came on the tour. He was dating a tennis player.
Yes,
Caroline?
Wozniacki.
Yes, very tall woman.
Yeah.
And he broke up with her over text.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
And not a good move, Rory. Not a good move.
No. But, yeah. So Rory wins his second in a row. What about your Mets?
Oh, not good. We're
No
not a
bueno?
good. Yeah, it's a rough start. We've lost 5 in a row, so we gotta pick it up. And we got the Dodgers the next 3 days:
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So
All right.
I will not watch any of those games because they start at 10:10.
So they're on the West Coast. They're at Los Angeles. Okay.
They're in L.A. This is already their second West Coast trip this year.
Wow.
This season.
Getting it out of the way early.
I hope so.
So, from your perception, how is the ABS system working?
Seems to be working really well.
Okay.
Yeah, batters, catchers, pitchers, less pitchers, more catchers and batters because I think pitchers always think they throw strikes.
Yeah.
Just a little tap on the head.
And you still you only get 2 as a team.
If you get them right, you get more. But if
that keeps going infinitely.
I believe so.
Okay.
Unless you get it wrong.
That's a rule that basketball needs to pick up, and the NFL for that matter. Like I never understood you get 2 challenges, and if you get both of them right, you get a third. I'm like, so why am I being penalized because you missed a call, like because you made a mistake? Like I should get an endless supply as long as I'm right. And then once you miss one, you're like, okay, you're done. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. But like if you keep getting it right, why don't you should get an infinite, like in baseball there, right?
Yeah.
This is rare, I'm going to say it, but like baseball's actually onto something. And
it happens pretty quickly. Like they do it. It's
like tennis.
It's very similar to
tennis. It's so automated that it's different than like the NFL or the NBA. And by nature, it's different, right? It's
Yep.
Because it's a line call, essentially like tennis, like, rack it up, does it within like 30 seconds. These reviews in like basketball and football that take 4, 5, 6 minutes, like what are we doing here? Like,
Yeah, it is interesting to see how close the calls are. Mm-hmm. Like you'll see a pitch and you'll go, "Oh, that was outside," and then the guy taps his head, and it was outside by like maybe 1/10 of an inch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they call a ball. The pitcher's like, "No, that's wrong." Taps his head, and it's like
just clips the strike zone.
It just clips it, and you're
Yeah.
just like, "Really?"
Yeah.
That feels like it's mostly a ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's really really close.
Yeah. And then we're coming up on the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, I think the regular season's over.
And so
right? Yeah.
your Knicks where do they fall in the whole playoff
I believe they're the
thing here?
3. I believe they're playing the Hawks is what I saw on social media.
Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. So they play the Hawks. And so they're the 3rd seed. So realistically, you'd expect them to at least win this round.
Yep.
And then they would play presumably the 2 seed, which is?
The 2 seed is in the East. Boston.
Okay, that'll be tough.
I think they have a winning record against Boston this year, though.
Okay.
Detroit, not so much, but Boston.
And they're the 1 seed, right?
Yeah, Detroit's the 1 seed. Cleveland's the 4.
Okay.
Toronto 5. Atlanta 6.
Man.
Philly, Orlando, Charlotte, Miami are the play-ins.
Yeah, and then out in the West, you've got is it the Spurs that are the 1 seed?
It is Oklahoma City.
The Spurs are the 2.
Spurs are the 2. Denver,
Denver's-
L.A.,
Yeah.
Lakers.
Okay.
Houston, Minnesota, and then Phoenix, Portland, Clippers, Golden State are the play-ins.
Nice. Okay.
Golden State is a play-in at 37-45.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's not. Part of the reason they probably added that play-in is to cut down on the tanking issue. Which there's still discussion going on about how do you fix the draft lottery to not reward tanking. So those are some ongoing discussions.
Yeah, in the East it was much better. Miami was the 10 seed with 43-39. They at least had a winning record.
Yeah. Crazy you get into the play-in with a losing record.
Yes. And a 0.45 winning percentage.
Yeah, that's tough. All right, John, you ready to move on?
Sure.
All right. Today we continue our series on the minor prophets. Your favorite, Obadiah. Yeah. And it's short enough. We're going to read the whole thing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I mean, it's 21 verses.
It's 21 verses.
I think you got this.
I'm reading the whole thing.
You have it. You have this.
You think I'm capable?
I have great confidence in you.
Okay. Well, are you ready?
I was born ready for
All
this.
right. I've decided I'm going to start at chapter 1, verse 1.
That's a good choice.
Okay. The vision of Obadiah. Thus says the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a report from the Lord, and a messenger has been sent among the nations. Rise up, let us rise against her for battle. Behold, I will make you small among the nations. You shall be utterly despised. The pride of your heart has deceived you. You who live in the clefts of the rock, in your lofty dwelling, who say in your heart, who will bring me down to the ground? Though you soar aloft like the eagle, though your nest is among the stars, from there I will bring you down, declares the Lord. If thieves came to you, if plunderers came by night, how you have been destroyed. Would they not steal only enough for themselves? If grape gatherers came to you, would they not leave gleanings? How Esau has been pillaged, his treasures sought out. All your allies have driven you to your border. Those at peace with you have deceived you. They have prevailed against you. Those who eat your bread have set a trap beneath you. You have no understanding. Will I not on that day, declares the Lord, destroy the wise men of Edom, or understanding out of Mount Esau? And your mighty men shall be dismayed, O Teman, so that every man from Mount Esau will be cut off by slaughter. Because of the violence you have done to your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever. On the day that you stood aloof, on the day that strangers carried off his wealth and foreigners entered his gates and cast lots for Jerusalem, you were like one of them. But do not gloat over the day of your brother in the day of his misfortune. Do not rejoice over the people of Judah in the day of their ruin. Do not boast in the day of distress. Do not enter the gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Do not gloat over his disaster in the day of his calamity. Do not loot his wealth in the day of his calamity. Do not stand at the crossroads to cut off his fugitives. Do not hand over his survivors in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the nations. as you have done, it shall be done to you. Your deed shall return on your own head. For as you have drunk on my holy mountain, so all the nations shall drink continually. They shall drink and swallow, and shall be as though they had never been. But in Mount Zion there shall be those who escape, and it shall be holy. And the house of Jacob shall possess their own possessions. The house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau stubble. They shall burn them and consume them. And there shall be no survivors for the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken. Those of the Negeb shall possess Mount Esau, and those of the Shephthalah shall possess the land of the Philistines. They shall possess the land of Ephraim and the land of Samaria. And Benjamin shall possess Gilead. The exiles of this host of the people of Israel shall possess the land of the Canaanites as far as Zarephath. And the exiles of Jerusalem who are in Sepharad shall possess the cities of the Negeb. Saviors shall go up to Mount Zion to rule Mount Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
That was a lot.
Yeah, the names there at the end
I know.
always throw me off.
I know. Everyone, I mean, let's be honest. There's a portion of our podcast audience that
listens for
really
that specifically.
Enjoys listening to you struggle with difficult names.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we really don't know much about Obadiah. We don't get the sort of traditional opening lines of who the prophet is, where he's come from, and what kings he's doing his ministry. And so as a result, there's a wide range of thought as to when he's actually doing his ministry. It seems there is an Obadiah mentioned in 1 Kings 18, but that seems unlikely to be the same Obadiah. Again, a range of dates, but I think the most persuasive is probably shortly after Judah is sent into exile by the Babylonians. And so this is a prophetic word announcing judgment on Edom, a neighboring nation, for basically gloating and trying to profit off of and benefit from Judah being sent into exile.
And kind of cousins to Israel, right?
Yeah, so the Edomites are the descendants of Esau, Jacob's brother.
Okay.
And so you have that that enhances you're doing this in one sense to your own relatives, which kind of heightens the tension of how could you do this even to your own kin, essentially, even though it's distant relative. But yeah.
And they sort of lived in caves, right, up in the mountainside?
That's at least part of the population, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, there's a lot that, we could talk about here. But I think that the main thing, kind of two things I probably want to focus on, would be just the emphasis on the day of the Lord. So, you get this condemnation of the Edomites. And then in verse 15, you have, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the nations. And so this, that's been a theme that's popped up in several of the minor prophets, but that's a thread that runs throughout the biblical storyline. And one of the key things to recognize is that when we talked about this, when we did Zephaniah, that there's this ambiguity oftentimes when the day of the Lord is talked about, where you wonder, okay, is this the is the prophet talking about the end of the world, or is he talking about this upcoming event like, Judah going into exile or something like that?
Yeah.
And of course the answer is yes.
He's talking about both.
He's talking about both. That the immediate event coming up is a picture, an anticipation, a sort of a morsel, an appetizer of the ultimate day of the Lord coming at the end of human history, when God brings judgment on his enemies and salvation for his people. And so we see that here as well in Obadiah, that's a main thread. And of course that continues on into the New Testament, where you have day of the Lord language that's used to describe both the crucifixion as well as the pouring out of the Spirit at Pentecost. Both of those events are, in that sense, sort of a lowercase d day of the Lord that anticipate the end of human history, capital D day of the Lord. So this is part of that larger trajectory that we see throughout the prophets and into the New Testament. The other main thread I'd probably want to pull on here is the kingdom language, right? You notice how it ends?
Yeah, I did notice that.
So it's talking about restoration for God's people. And, interesting, verse 21, saviors shall go up to Mount Zion to rule Mount Esau. More again, saviors is an interesting choice of translation there, the idea being rulers. But the final line of Obadiah is, I think, intended to be a great comfort, right? When you consider that if this prophecy was given after the destruction of Jerusalem, but before any Jews have come back from exile, they're feeling like this is the end. It's all over. And you have Obadiah promising not just restoration, but also judgment on the Edomites. And we saw that even last week with Habakkuk, right? God's going to use the Babylonians, and Habakkuk is like, "What are you doing? Like they're more wicked than us."
Yeah.
And God's response is, "Don't worry, they will get theirs. Like I will bring judgment on them." And so you have that note, and yet it ends on this reminder: "The kingdom shall be the Lord's." And so it's intended to end with a sort of comforting note that, God's sovereignty is still at work, even in the midst of what appears to be a tremendous setback for his plans, right? I mean, from a human level, it looks like, well, has God just sort of given up on his plans? I mean, the Jewish people have been exiled to Babylon, the temple's destroyed. Is he done? And, you get some of that even in like Lamentations and other books that are oriented around the destruction of Jerusalem. And this is a reminder that the kingdom shall be the Lord's. It's interesting that even though there's a reminder that, I'm going to bring back the Jews, and there's going to be some sense in which, saviors shall go up to Mount Zion to rule Mount Esau. Okay. And the kingdom shall be the Lord's, not Judah's, not Israel's. It's the Lord's, as a reminder that even that will be under the authority and rule of God's kingdom. And so, I think as New Testament believers, it's hard not to hear that kingdom language and think of, the beginning of, Mark, where the opening lines of Jesus' public ministry are, "Repent and believe, for the kingdom of God is at hand."
Yeah.
So,
and then Acts sort of has a framing of kingdom language, right? At the beginning, at the end.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. And that's striking, though, that once you get outside of really out of the synoptics and out of Acts, that kingdom language just kind of fades into the background in Paul's letters and in the general epistles. It's still there, and it's even there in John's gospel to some degree, but it's muted. And I think that's in part because you've got the focus of those letters tends to be oriented towards people, towards Gentiles, and towards areas outside of the land of Israel. And so you can talk about the same kind of thing without using kingdom language as a way of trying to avoid unnecessary heat from the Romans. The Romans
Right.
don't like kingdom language. They really get nervous.
Really? Huh.
They really get nervous about that kind of thing. But, I think that, when you walk away from a book like Obadiah, it can be easy to kind of breeze past it. But, when you think about the big picture takeaway of God defeating the enemies of his people and establishing his rule over his people and over creation forever, that should be a good reminder to us. We've talked about this on the program before, but there's a segment of our population here in the U.S. that makes it seem like, and I think this actually can go both ways, but primarily more slanted towards one direction on the political spectrum, that it's if the right people don't get elected or the right policies don't get put in place, it's the end of Christianity as we know it here in the United States. And I want to say, you might be right that if some of those things happen, that it'll make life more difficult and perhaps even really difficult for Christians. Yep.
And uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. But Jesus said he would build his church. Yeah. Jesus said that his kingdom is breaking into this world. And so let's pump the brakes on the apocalyptic kind of statements of, well, if we don't support this candidate or this policy, that's it. That's it. Just pack it up for Christianity in the United States and, we're done.
I try to point out, like when back in the day when I taught things.
We got Salty Sloat now, too.
It's not salty. It's just probably more reality than anything. But I really hammer on the fall of Rome, right? And what a big deal that was for the church, right? Mm-hmm. And how you had these sort of marauding heathens roaming the countryside, killing and
looting and pillaging.
Yeah, and I'm sure it felt quite apocalyptic.
Yes,
in the moment, and
yeah.
However, Middle Ages sort of came and went, and we sort of built to what we have today.
Yeah,
and it wasn't the end of all things. I'm sure it felt that way.
Sure, and I think it should be pointed out, by saying that, we're not saying, oh, it's not going to be that bad. No, it could be awful. It was awful.
Right,
It's awful for those people.
Absolutely.
Like death and destruction and economic collapse and all that sort of stuff. Very real, very terrible, very awful. And neither of us obviously want that for our own context.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's the tying that to, well, God's kingdom or Christianity or the church, just it won't be able to advance if this sort of political thing or cultural thing doesn't happen or does happen.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
Church is going to continue regardless.
That's right. That's right. And you see it, in parts of the world like North Korea, China, Iran, places where it's, where it's persecuted, and yet it grows underground, and believers risk their lives to follow Jesus. And it's hard and it's difficult, and some die for their faith.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. But, a reminder from a book like Obadiah of, the kingdom shall be the Lord's. And there's coming a day where all those realities will be a distant memory, and God's kingdom will be fully realized in a new creation. And that's something that we can hang our hats on.
Yeah.
So, all right, John, time to move on to this day in sports history.
All right, this day in sports history, April the 14th, 2026.
So 1 day away from tax day.
Yeah. You finished your taxes yet?
I did. I finished them. I officially submitted them over the weekend. I had done them about a week before that. I like to do them, let them sit, and then come back and look at them one more time before I kind of turn that in. But I realize that's an experience you have no experience.
I have very little tax experience. Yeah,
because your own father is a rock star accountant.
Yeah, so he just does my taxes every year.
Yeah.
So I sent him everything back in February. I already have my refunds and ready to go.
So, not to sidetrack us too much, but like, does he help you try to hit it so that
we get to zero?
Yeah.
We have not. No, we don't do that. I think part of the reason is it changes dramatically year to year for us. There's a new tax law. We had a baby. We moved houses. We're in a different county. So trying to zero that in. And I would rather not owe money in April each year, right? I'd rather, I overpaid and get a little bit back.
Okay.
But I would like to get it as close to nothing as possible. But
I'm still working on that.
Yeah, still haven't gotten there?
Still working on it. I'm hopeful that next year I think I've cracked it. That I'll be right around that zero mark. So
nice.
We'll see. All right.
Nice. April 14th, 1877.
Going way back.
Catcher's mask, first used in a baseball game.
Yes, and dentists everywhere mourned.
Yeah.
As well as ophthalmologists and
surgeons.
Yeah. Big blow to the medical industrial complex.
Yeah. But 1877, that's pretty early.
Very early
in baseball.
Yeah. Props to them. It took hockey a little longer to be like.
Well, there's video footage of people not wearing masks for hockey, right?
Yes.
1953, the 17th U.S. Masters tournament, Ben Hogan shatters the Masters scoring record by 5 strokes with a 274 minus 14 to finish 5 strokes ahead of runner-up Ed Oliver. It was Hogan's second Master.
There you go.
1960, Major League Baseball Chicago White Sox owner Bill Veeck.
I think it's pronounced Veck, even though there's the double
There's
E.
the double E?
Yep.
Veck?
Veck.
Debuts exploding scoreboard at Chicago Comiskey Park. What's an exploding?
I assume that means that they just had fireworks that they would shoot out of the out of the scoreboard.
Oh.
That's how I interpret it.
Gotcha. Okay.
It would seem very expensive to have an actual exploding scoreboard.
I was thinking they had graphics on it that exploded or something like that. That's what I thought it meant.
I think that's the fireworks.
That makes sense. 1980, Canadian one-legged distance runner. Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
Canadian one-legged distance runner Terry Fox begins his Marathon of Hope attempt to cross the country at St. John's, Newfoundland.
Yeah. You want to read that again?
Canadian one-legged distance runner.
Yeah.
You have a fake leg?
Surely he had a prosthetic, right?
Wouldn't that be 2 legs?
You think he's hopping? You think he just had...
I read it 3 times. I clearly don't know what they mean.
All right.
It's Terry Fox. I have the Canadian one-legged distance runner.
Okay, you keep going, and I'm going to see if I can dig up a little more
All right,
information.
so that was 1980. 1992, second lowest NBA scoring game all time. Detroit Pistons 72, Knicks 61. Those were 2 very defensive-minded teams at that time.
Well, and the way that they officiated those games also allowed for so much physical contact that it invited those sort of low scores.
And finally, 2015 79th U.S. Masters Tournament, Jordan Spieth leads wire to wire to win his first major title by 4 strokes from Phil Mickelson and Justin Rose. There's a guy that's fallen off a little bit. I haven't heard Jordan Spieth's name in a long, long time.
I haven't either. In fairness, I don't follow golf that closely. So.
Yeah.
So, okay. I have an update on Terry Fox.
Yeah, give me.
He does, in fact, appear to have a prosthetic.
Okay. I suppose that makes sense.
So,
quick trivia for you. 4 people have won the Masters back to back.
yeah.
Can you name the 4?
Nicklaus, Faldo, Woods, McIlroy.
That's 3. Oh, Nicklaus. It's Nick.
That's 4.
I thought you were saying Nick Faldo.
No.
Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicklaus,
Very good.
Nick Faldo, Tiger Woods.
Did you see that on social media or like what?
I saw it during the broadcast. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So, who do you like out of this?
Probably Terry Fox.
You got to go with Terry Fox. How often are we going to have a one-legged man?
I mean, I'm a little upset it's not that he had a prosthetic. Right?
Okay.
If he had done this one-legged.
I mean, it's still no easy thing. I mean, we're also talking, he did this in 1980. And so I'm sure the technology then, in terms of prosthetics, is maybe not what it is now. Like, you see some of these individuals who are, who lose a leg, like in battle or something, and they have those like mechanical, prosthetics that, that seem a lot more functional than, say, what the prosthetic situation was in the 1980s. But I know this is an audio medium here, but there you go, John. There's a picture of Terry right there.
Wow.
And he also shares a birthday with me.
Really?
He was born on my birthday. I mean, he's a little older than me, but
I had a high school teacher whose husband had a fake leg.
Okay.
And he like, you could tell he like walked with a limp, I mean,
yeah.
You could tell someone was off, but it'd be funny. He'd just be walking around, just unclip his leg and leave it behind as he was walking. I was like,
okay.
What just happened?
Yeah. Wild
That
stuff.
dude's leg fell off.
Yeah. All right. One thing you liked.
There has been a dumb game I have found on the internet called Map Tap.
Map Tap. Okay, tell me about it.
So it's a daily game. It's kind of like
so it's like Wordle or Connections.
Yeah.
You get one shot at it.
And it's basically you have a globe, and it's like place this city on the globe.
I see. So they give you a city and they give you a globe.
Yeah,
you
like
spin it or move it around, and you say, okay, it goes right here.
Like I had the Bronx, New York, the other day. And then they get progressively harder. They have 5 or 6 every day that they do. So you just do them consecutively right in a row. And
how close do you have to get for it to kind of count?
So it scores you on like 1 to 100.
Okay.
And when it gets harder, you get multiples. So I think it goes up to 4 times 4x. So I guess you do 5 or 6 of them in a day. But the first 2 are usually pretty easy. It's like, the Bronx, Houston, Texas, very America-centric.
Yeah.
And then it's like, where's this town you'd never heard of in Thailand? And you got to go, where on earth is Thailand? Or where's this unheard of city in Japan? I'm like, well, I know where Japan is, but
and I assume that there are no like markings on the map to tell you like where a country is or even where borders are.
No borders.
Okay.
Yep, no borders.
Wow.
So you just kind of got to know.
I see.
Or where's this town in Finland? You just go, man, I know Finland.
Yeah.
Obviously. But where is a town with the 2 dots over the O? I have no idea.
The umlaut.
The umlaut. Or where's this town in Russia? I was like, well, Russia's massive.
It is massive.
Now, most of the people live in this. So you start doing games like that in your head.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Very interesting.
Map Tap.
And that's is there an app for that, or is that just
It's just a website. Browser? It's just a website. I do it on my phone.
Okay. What's your best performance on that? Meaning, like, what's the city where you were like, this is kind of obscure, but I nailed it? Can you think of one where you're like, it was this obscure city in Finland?
So they did Christchurch, New Zealand.
Oh well, there you go.
I did pretty well on that one.
Yeah.
They did Christchurch. They've done a lot of random cities in Japan where I'm just like, I just have no clue.
Yeah.
But I know Japan, so I get decent scores on that.
Well, Japan's really not that big.
Yeah. When they start doing Bangladesh and countries like that, I really struggle.
Yeah. Okay. And African
countries,
cities,
I really cities in Africa, I really struggle with.
Okay. Wow.
But like, I had Belfast the other day. I was like, I know Belfast.
There you go. I'm going to go with over the weekend I finished reading through the Iliad.
Nice.
And started the Odyssey.
In preparation for the movie.
We're like 3 months away. July 17th.
Pretty excited about that.
I'm very excited about that.
Matt Damon.
Yeah. And so I'm going to be on vacation. My wife and I are going on vacation, and we're going to be with our friends from Spring Arbor.
Oh.
And our friends from Ohio. So the crew that we normally do the January weekend with, the Martin Luther King Jr. weekend in Columbus. We're taking a summer we're doing a week in North Carolina, and it happens to be that week.
Where in North Carolina?
It's what's the town? The really small town that's close is Little Switzerland.
Oh.
But it's probably about a half hour from Asheville. So you probably know where Asheville is.
Familiar.
Okay. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
Fun.
Getting fired up for the Odyssey. And figured I had to go back and revisit the Iliad first. And I was reminded the Iliad has just kind of a disappointing ending. Almost begging for a sequel, which is maybe part of why Homer wrote the Odyssey.
Yeah.
But it's all about a war, and the ending of the Iliad. I feel like it's okay to give spoilers at this point. It's been out for a while. I think
you're safe.
I mean, the book ends with Achilles, after having killed Hector's father, the king of Troy, coming in and taking his body back, and them doing funeral games, or not funeral games, but like mourning. And that's it. The war's still going on. It's like, that just feels weird that that's how it ends.
Yeah.
But that is my one thing I liked. All right, John, we have talked about the winner of the bracket challenge. SJ, we'll get your book out to you.
Yeah.
We have talked about the Masters, the Mets, the Knicks. We've talked about Obadiah.
Obi.
Probably becoming one of only maybe 10 podcasts in the history of the world to read the entire book of Obadiah on air.
Yeah, I imagine there's some Read the Bible Through a Year podcasts that do that.
Maybe 100.
Yeah.
We have talked about Terry Fox.
Terry Fox.
The Canadian one-legged distance runner.
It might be the greatest sentence I've ever read.
It is amazing. Who also happens to have the same birthday as me. So
yeah.
There you go. We have talked about MapTap. And we've talked about the Iliad. And so I think, by definition, we have covered our various and sundry topics. And so all that's left to say is, until next time, the Lord bless y'all real good.
Later.